it's Nana Doily kind of lace. So there's a lot of references to the old being new again, but go and raid your Nan's Doily collection. She'll be wrapped, unless she's still using them for everything. Cups of tea, teapots, all of it. I love Nan's. Hello and welcome to another episode of The Moment with me, Myf, and this is the place where I dissect the moment, or perhaps moments in this case. Lots of moments today to discuss. And also sometimes I chat to people who are having a moment themselves, or we dissect a cultural moment. Basically, it's just what's happening, what you need to know, and some of my thoughts on it. Some of you are probably back at work this week. It's a hard week if you had that last week off after the new year. Well, it wasn't even a week really, was it? It was a couple of days. And yeah, it's often hard to drag yourself back into work, even if you like your job. So my thoughts and prayers are with you. Couple of things I'll be talking about today, including the Critics' Choice Awards, which happened yesterday in America. These are the first indicators of what will be probably nominated for the Academy Awards, the Oscars. So they're really good to actually get an idea of what's going on, what the vibe is on certain films, and also a good roundup of what's really popular in television at the moment too. So that's coming up. And I'll also discuss one of my favourite predictions of the year, which is the Pinterest Predicts. Always good. Yes, the Pinterest Predicts list. There's 21 of them. And I can say that they are interesting at best. And they say a lot about where we're at culturally at the moment. So I'm looking forward to dissecting those. Some of you are dragging yourselves back to work this week, but I've been here over the whole festive season, and I've got to say that I actually really enjoyed working through because it gave me a focus in a time that I often find quite challenging. I know a lot of people do find it quite challenging, and it was actually really good. I loved it, and thank you for all of your messages that you sent over that time to me saying that you're enjoying the fact that I was around, hanging around like a bad smell. To keep you company if you were doing Christmas alone or had mixed feelings about New Year's Eve this year. I know lots of people felt quite odd about this time, as if there wasn't a lot to celebrate, whereas other people had a gorgeous time too. So all power to you. I think these things work on an ebb and flow basis. Some years they're good, other years not as easy. So I was glad to be of company to you, but in a way you were of company to me. And something else that helped me through this festive season, all right, this is my addiction, okay? It's the way I get my dopamine. That's basically what happens. It's not drugs, it's not alcohol, it's none of those things. So you can put that out of the equation. You know what I'm absolutely addicted to over the festive season, and that is Facebook Marketplace. Yep, it gives me my dopamine because it feels like I'm gambling even though I'm not. It's just, am I going to find something today? Will I find it? Where is it? Will the thing that I didn't even know I was looking for be found today? In fact, I'm going off to pick something up this afternoon. But you will notice I've got a new chair here. Yeah, I found this chair, and it was advertised as a vintage chair, 1970s. And I suspect it's a dupe, but I don't care. I'm believing it's the real deal because it's been made in the style of Michelle Boyer's 1970s chair. So it could be. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I suspect it's nothing of any value. It's just a repro, but I don't mind. I'm feeling good. It's in the right colours, looks cool, suits my house, keeps me happy. And look, the other day when I bought a soap holder from a 1960s demolition, I don't even know what I'm going to use that for, but yeah, I got that for $20. So look, if you're needing something that's not detrimental to your health, like scrolling, feel free. Facebook Marketplace, it's where it's at. I know people rag on it a lot, but you meet a lot of very interesting people and you have lots of very interesting experiences. Anyway, let's get into it. In news you might have missed over the new year, and this was pretty quiet, Beyonce is now a billionaire. Can you believe that? And Jay-Z's won already. Apparently there's only 5 musicians who are in that tax bracket, although I suspect they've probably got all of their accounts in the Cayman Islands or whatever it is that people did in the 80s to get away with not paying tax. The other musicians, you'll be interested to know, who are also billionaires: Taylor Swift, no surprise, Rihanna, and Bruce Springsteen. Must be why he looks so good. I imagine the food you eat when you're a billionaire means that your insides and outsides are perfection. That's what a thought to have. You're a billionaire. Your insides and outsides are perfection. Well, at least it's a goal, I guess. But what do they talk about at the kitchen table? And Beyonce says to Jay-Z, oh, guess what? Today I was announced as a billionaire. And Jay-Z goes, yeah, well, I was already there. Just casual, relaxed. Like they're not talking about paying their electricity bill or who bought the groceries last time, are they? Imagine what life would be like without the minutiae of all of those things. No wonder she can focus on her incredible live shows and the laser focus of those. Oh, she's also got a couple of products as well. Seems product lines are very lucrative. Rihanna, of course, has her Fenty beauty line and her Fenty lingerie and underwear. I forgot about this. Beyonce's got her hair product line, which is called Sacred, spelled S-E-C-R-E-D. And I think it's said sacred, but it's sacred. She's got a whiskey called Sir Davis, which is named after her great-grandfather, Davis Hogue. So, yeah, what do billionaires talk about at breakfast? You know what I wish they would be talking about? How they can change the world, how they can save the world. Look, I know that Beyonce, of course, has a philanthropic arm to her presence, her company, and all of them do, in fact. And I'm sure that they donate a lot. But there is a lot more, I think, all billionaires can do to help the world and save the world in so many ways. They could be doing so much more instead of hoarding their wealth. Anyway, let's move on. The 31st Critics' Choice Awards just happened. And of course, as always, here on The Moment, I watch the highlights, not the full thing. I never watch the full thing. I watch the highlights, so you don't have to. And this one's important because, well, they say they're the best indicator of what will be nominated at the Academy Awards, the Oscars. So the season is kicked off. These awards are selected by 570 critics and entertainment reporters, and the winners were good. It's an exciting year. I think it's a good year for film and a good year for television. There's lots of new players intermingling with some of the older, more established players, and I think that makes for interesting selections. And we're at a particular moment here culturally where streamers are making prestige television as well, and the Critics' Choice Awards incorporate television. And yeah, it's there's a good broad range. I was happy with the results. Winner of Best Picture from the list of Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Jay Kelly, Marty Supreme, which is the Timothée Chalamet ping pong movie, One Battle After Another, the new Paul Thomas Anderson film, which I haven't yet seen. I should watch it, and I'm actually going to stream it tonight. Now, I know that all Paul Thomas Anderson movies should be watched at the cinema, but I missed it. Sentimental Value is in there as well, and apparently that's a fabulous film. Sinners, the movie that Alexei Toliopoulos recommended to us when we went through some of the major moments in film before the end of the year. That's great. You can catch up on that podcast if you like. He's got some fabulous recommendations. I just love him. Train Dreams is in there. Of course, the music done by Nick Cave, and Wicked for Good. So that's an extensive list of movies that you need to see before the Academy Awards. And the winner was Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another, which is also why I need a kick up the bum to watch it. And if you're thinking Sinners should have won that, well, it walked away with Best Adapted Screenplay, and that means it's going to be in the Oscars for sure, which is fabulous, because at the Critics' Choice Award, it earned the most nominations of any film this year. Best Actress went to Jessie Buckley for her role in Hamnet. Rose Byrne, sadly, Australia's own. They're always Australia's own when they're nominated for these things. Rose Byrne did not get a win for If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. But look, she's definitely in there with a chance. Best Actor went to Timothée Chalamet for Marty Supreme. Now, I never thought that a movie that was based on ping pong playing would end up in these awards lists, but here we are, and he won for Best Actor. And it obviously means that his promo campaign is working as well. I don't know if you've managed to see, but they've had him do these huge stunts. Striding through Times Square was one of them, flanked by orange ping pong ball helmeted stormtroopers. That was very eye-catching. They also had him on top of the Las Vegas Sphere, big dome building where they've had lots of concerts, musical concerts mostly, but also a screening of The Wizard of Oz, which caused much controversy due to the fact that they changed some of the scenes to fit into the sphere. And some people said it was incredible. Others said it was super weird. I just like the fact that people are going to see movies still. That makes me happy. And who could forget, with his partner, Kylie Jenner, they were both wearing the fluorescent orange outfits with the ping pong bags. I think that was a look. That was a whole look as part of the promo. Not sure what it says about fashion, but there was also a windbreaker that loads of high-profile people have been wearing, and it's called the Marty Supreme windbreaker, and it's very, very 90s style. It's got that colour blocking, and it's got a hint of parachute tracksuit material too, so we'll see. Obviously, it's worked though. Best Director went to Paul Thomas Anderson. No surprises there. And Australia's own Jacob Elordi walked away with Best Supporting Actor for Frankenstein. That's an incredible achievement. I think people had discounted him as perhaps not somebody who would walk away with these awards, but we know that Hollywood loves a prosthetic mask, and we know that Hollywood loves when someone really good looking plays someone who's not so conventionally good looking, and that is the case in Frankenstein, that's for sure. Although someone did say online, and I've mentioned this on The Moment before, you still can't hide the hot when you're Jacob Elordi. Apparently even Frankenstein looks hot. I still haven't seen it. A bit scary. I know. I'm not much of a movie reviewer, am I? I'm like, does the dog die or is it scary? It's a no from me. And in the television section, Sarah Snooks, Australia's own. She won Best Actress for her role in All Her Fault, and I loved her speech as well. She was quite discombobulated and a little baffled by her win. I think she was not expecting it. You know how some people say, I wasn't expecting to win this. I actually genuinely think she wasn't expecting to win it, so she hadn't prepared. You know, she's a busy working mum as well, and having to put on glam and wear an outfit. She looked fabulous in her tuxedo as well. It's a lot, and I think it was a lot, and she expressed that she just didn't have her shit together. And I love that. I absolutely love that. Congratulations to her. And another television show that walked away with lots of accolades was Adolescence, the UK production where each episode is filmed in one take. And it's just an extraordinary feat, really. But the little fella who plays the main role of the young boy, Owen Cooper, he also won Best Supporting Actor in a limited series. Good on him. He's 16 now. What would that be like? Can't imagine. I'd be a little turd by now. And one of my faves, The Studio, the Seth Rogen-driven project. That won Best Comedy. Seth himself won Best Actor in a Comedy Series. And Ike Barinholtz won for Best Supporting Actor too, so I'm sure they're very happy. And Jean Smart, again, from Hacks, won Best Actress. She gets the nod in a comedy series. And the main character in Pluribus, played by Rhys Seehorn, walked away with Best Actress. Another TV series I'm yet to see and I need to see. Jimmy Kimmel won Best Talk Show. I mean, that was a shoo-in, really. And I'm sure it completely peed off Donald Trump at the time, although he's quite busy at the moment doing something else. Anyway, that's not what you're here at the moment for. My lips purse. Moving on from the Critics' Choice Awards, this next bit I loved. I know you'll want to know about this. This is the Pinterest Predicts trending list. And this is a list that's put together by, obviously, the website Pinterest. Pinterest is used by interior designers, decorators, fashion lovers, and also creatives of all types. Love to look at Pinterest and see what's what, what's going on, what's hot, what's not. And this list is kooky AF and I love it. They've got 21 predictions, and these predictions aren't like, flares are back. It's not that. It's a little more broad and it's a little more evocative, shall we say. It's trends based on search data and what's rising. So if you want to be finger on the pulse with what's rising, although some of this stuff I'm not sure any of us can carry off unless we're 15 and optimistic about life. But these are good. These are really cute. But they're loosely based around the 1980s, which makes me very happy. Aliens, vampire, forests, all sorts of things. Analog. as well. So that's a broad couple of terms for you. I'll go through a couple. I won't go through them all because there's 21 all up. But Melinda Petronoff, who is the managing director for Pinterest Australia and New Zealand, has said that in Australia that people are craving comfort, authenticity and grounded optimism in a world that feels increasingly fast and often noisy. So this is where we're headed. She also said that what's driving this is a desire for individuality and self-preservation. People are moving towards curating rather than copying, choosing to engage with what truly resonates with them instead of chasing every viral moment. Because I think, like me, we are all a bit exhausted by having to be on top of everything. So this is a bit cozier. It's a bit, what do I like? What do I feel like? What do I want to express to the world type vibes? Okay, so let's go in. First, this is interesting, one for the kiddies, I think, although, it doesn't matter. Do it at any age, just like with fashion. This first Pinterest trend is gummy. It is what it says on the packets. It's gummy bears aesthetic, so sort of soft and plasticky, and they've got rubberized nail art. I don't really understand putting all that stuff on the nails. For me, it's just, I think the germs, what can get stuck under there. Anyway, each to their own. Don't want a yucky yum if that's what you're into. That's totally cool. 3D jewelry is part of gummy, and a lot of bright colours really leaning into joy. We love that. This one's for me, okay, and this one might be for you if you're into it. If you've seen Pamela Anderson of late, when she was dressing in that sort of tunnel neck outfit, it's like a skivvy dress with shoulder pads, that sort of look with that new hairstyle. It has a term. It's quite structured 80s dressing, but it's also about decadence, tailored suits and big shoulders, of course, maximalist jewelry, gold, all that. It's kind of like mob wife, but elevated, okay? And it's called Glamourati. Okay, are we ready for Glamourati? I certainly am. It's opulence, it's confidence, it's chrome, furnishing and glass, which is all things I actually was using as my inspo for the mood board for the moment. That's right. Think sort of Florida 1980s penthouse suite, chrome and gold and pink and pastels vibe. That's it, Glamourati. So see, I was on trend. I tried. We've also got Poet Court. Now, this came with a picture of somebody reading a book, which I'm not sure what that says. Do I just walk around with a book and hopefully people will know? I think it's already happening with the performative male trend that we discussed on earlier episodes. But it's also about vintage blazers, fountain pens. I don't know, do you wear a fountain pen behind your ear or your pocket? How do you show this? Carrying a messenger bag or a satchel bag, turtlenecks, we love that, skivvies, as I like to call them. All the things that lean into you looking a little more thoughtful, perhaps educated, and taking the time to read poetry. I mean, poetry is amazing. I often go back to it when I'm feeling a little lost, if I want to feel inspired, because I think what poetry does in a world that is just so noisy, poetry distills words in such a way that it's almost pure to me. Even when literary fiction can seem too much, poetry has a way of navigating language that cuts to the core, and sometimes that can be one of the most powerful experiences, I tell you. Do it. This is a nice one for those of you who've got lots of your nana's brooches. It's just called broached or brooched. I don't know. Do you brooches? Brooches. It's a bit of a combo of the two. Get yours out of storage and put them on everything. There's another trend prediction for Pinterest, which is Funhouse, spelled Haus, and that's circus-inspired decor, okay? This is all about whimsy and absurdity. If I walked into someone's house with that playing, I'd walk straight out. That's too much. There's lots of lace going everywhere. They're calling this laced up. But it's not just straight up lace. It's Nana Doily kind of lace. So there's a lot of references to the old being new again. But go and raid your Nan's Doily collection. She'll be wrapped, unless she's still using them for everything. Cups of tea, teapots, all of it. I love Nans. Oh, this is rising as well. Pen pals, snail mail. Go write a letter. It's all about special stationery and stamps, I think, for the younger folk. But again, it's also about intentional connection, slowing down, moving towards a more analog way of living again. Vamp Romantic is in. That's just basically goth with a new name. Cool Blue, which is everything that's glacier inspired in terms of an aesthetic. That's all about serenity now. And this one I love, Afrohemian it's called. It's a decor trend and it's a fusion of African and bohemian styles. Sounds good, sounds fab, looks fab. It's all about combining things like colourful Nigerian textiles and Ethiopian wall art maybe with perhaps your dream catchers or your hand-woven baskets and your natural fibres and tones. So, yeah, interesting connection there. And again, we're leaning into the very colourful but also the very traditional, and it's a very definite choice. There's nothing wishy-washy about this one. It's beautiful. For folk of our generation, apparently this next trend is for us, Mystic Outlands. It's a travel trend and it's where you seek out whimsical and mysterious destinations like castles and, I don't know, places that have history. Again, it's that connection. I do like all of these thus far. This one I'm not so sold on because it's a little bit Raiders of the Lost Ark, paleontologist coded in terms of clothing, and that's mostly what it's about. I love paleontologists, don't get me wrong, and archaeologists. But it's called khaki coded. Apparently khaki is back. It's inspired by the wanderers of the world. With that comes, to me, the idea of colonising the world as well, going and stealing people's ancient artefacts out of tombs and things like that, which is what a lot of these people who dress like this did. So I'm not so sold on this one, and I'm definitely not sold on this one, all right? Cauliflower had a moment a couple of years ago, you know, roasted cauliflower rice, all of that. Well, it looks like another vegetable that's, look, it's not the most inspiring, but it's back. Cabbage crush is what they're calling it. I don't know. I don't think you can ever have a crush on cabbage. It's good for you. It gets you moving. But it's all about leaning into comfort food and home cooking, apparently. But, oh, look, some people love it. Good for you. You're healthy, I'm sure. In terms of interior design, apparently Extra Celestial is in, which is holographic home accents, leaning into sci-fi. There's Wilderkind, which is animal aesthetics. Apparently people are doing deer freckles, things like that. Fawn freckles, they're calling them. Bit of forest magic for you. And there's also the throwback kid movement, which I think is driven by parents looking for a bit of nostalgia, but also, again, that analog kind of life. So they're buying or showing interest in buying classic toys, lots of vintage kids' fashions from the 60s and 70s, and apparently crocheted baby mats. Go get one from your local Vinnies. I went shopping the other day and I think it was a Vinnies or a Salvo's, and there was loads of crocheted rugs. They were gorgeous. So get one. You'll be on trend if you want to. You don't have to be on trend with anything. But it's actually really nice. They're usually made of natural wool and that's good for everybody. So, yeah, from this I glean that there's a lot of need and want for nostalgia, which is beautiful. People want to feel connection to the past. Maybe the past feels safer, more optimistic. I don't know. There's a lot going on to ensure that people don't feel that way. Maybe the world is moving too fast for us. Maybe this is our cry for help, perhaps. And maybe it's also a realisation of what we've lost as we increasingly live more and more online. And it's actually about following what you like, which is lovely, rather than necessarily just viral trends, although this does actually buy into that too. And people want to immerse themselves in things. The travel trend to go off to a mystical castle. People want more than just, I still just want a cocktail by the pool. Give me a cocktail by a pool somewhere where I don't have to do anything. I don't want to get haunted in a castle and not sleep well, feel freaked out. Gosh, am I just getting old? I think so. I love castles, but I don't want to sleep in one. The one thing I do love, though, with things like Afrohemian as a potential trend, and that is a newfound respect for global artisanal traditions and history there, and colour, embracing colour, bring it on. People want to touch things, people want to feel things, people want their eyes to light up when they see things at the moment, because the news cycle is not giving us that. So I think this is a good list. I take it, I'll take inspiration from it, and I like that we're leaning into a more analogue world. Give it a go yourself. Maybe go out today, go and touch a tree. That's analogue. I'm going to do it and look out for snakes. Can't believe it. Hey, I'm back tomorrow. I've got Canadian band The Beaches. They are an all-gal group who write great pop songs, and they are touring with G-Flip in Feb and March, and I'm going to catch up with one of the members and find out what's what, where they're at, all of that. So, yeah, that's happening tomorrow. See you then. This is an MIK Made production recorded on Wurundjeri land. Always was and always will be Aboriginal land.